Hi, this is Brian Bell from Weezer and The Relationship, and you're listening to Cigar City Radio.
Cigar City Radio is sponsored by No Clubs and StateMedia.com. Find out about upcoming concerts in Tampa Bay by visiting StateMedia.com and tagging No Clubs on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Use the hashtag #WeAreConcerts.
So here's what No Clubs has for you in April. April 11th, they have the Revivalists and Roosevelt Collier, Miami native Roosevelt Collier, playing at Janice Live. That's April 11th. The next night, also at Janice Live, April 12th, you can catch out the legendary Descendants along with Radke and Rehasher. And then April 18th at State Theater, Black Angels and Black Lips. April 21st at Janice Live, Nightwish is celebrating their Decades North America tour. Again, that's Saturday, April 21st at Janice Live. And lastly, April 27th at State Theater, got an excellent show with Memphis May Fire, Fire from the Gods, Up From Here, and Safer Waters. All that's going down in the St. Pete area. And you can find tickets and information and so much more at statemedia.com. Welcome to Cigar City Radio, episode number 71. I'm your host, Randy Ojeda, and making the magic happen is a man with an Al Capone shirt, Mr. Jason Solanas.
Do you know what is, Randy?
Do I want to know?
Is a substance when ingested it will make you vomit profusely.
Why would you want to do that?
Well, they use it in hospitals for people that have had poison and shit like that.
Okay, gotcha.
And there are prank videos of people doing it and stuff.
Oh.
If you had an would you vomit out of
Wouldn't that just be... We're asking the big questions here.
We are
today.
asking the big questions. Hey, Kasha, what do you think?
She doesn't have a mic.
She doesn't have a mic.
Yeah,
She doesn't want to have a voice
just,
in this.
Just move on.
Okay.
Our guest on this episode is Tiny Moving Parts, an emo revival band from Benson, Minnesota. Small town, Benson, Minnesota. A family band consisting of brothers William and Matthew, along with their cousin Dylan. Their new album, Swell, is out now on Triple Crown Records, and you can catch the band touring all over the damn place. So for more on Tiny Moving Parts, head to tinymovingparts.com.
And for this episode, we're joined by friend of the show and frequent contributor Ray Roa, the music editor from Creative Loafing. Send all complaints and hate mail to Ray on Twitter at Ray Roa. That's RAYROA.
So here it is, episode 71. With Tiny Moving Parts, who are playing tonight, sold out show at the Crowbar just down the street. So first off, how are you guys doing? How's the tour going so far?
Oh yeah, we're doing great. I mean, the tour's been sick. Last night was like the only show. We were just saying how that we didn't sell out, but every other show's been sold out, and just kids have been going crazy, and it's just been a blast. Yeah.
You guys are like super positive, so I was wondering what that initial, like you said, there was like a 19-date streak of sold out dates. That initial disappointment of not selling out the show. What does it feel like for that microsecond before you're stoked about
I
the
wasn't-
350 kids that showed up anyway.
It was still like a really good show, and I wasn't surprised last night didn't sell out. So I was like, it's still fun. It was a fun show.
It by far wasn't even the worst show of tour.
Yeah.
So I guess I didn't even think about it being sold out or not as we played or anything.
Was O'Malley's as weird as that porno shop in San Jose?
Did you guys play at a porno shop in San Jose? Is that a thing?
Yeah, we did.
How do we get on that gig? Like, what's...
I don't even know. That was like,
That was our first tour with Modern Baseball, probably like
Right.
4 years ago.
yeah. And
We
that
played
was
some weird places, but I think Porn Shop's the #1 weirdest so far.
Yeah, that would definitely be up there. The porn shop. Wow.
Yeah,
Was there like what was the audience like for that?
Well, we were kind of like nervous, and we're just like, is anybody gonna come to this show? Like, this is so strange. Because I remember it was like we were the first band. Like, we opened up the show, and I think it started at 9, and I think at like 8:50 there was still like nobody there, and we're like, oh, this is gonna be a crappy show, you know. But then like 2 minutes, like literally like 8 minutes fast forward, the room was like packed, like probably like maybe like 100 and some people there, but it was like a small room, so we're like, this is great, and it was just awesome.
Was it all ages?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was in the back room of the Porn Shop.
Okay. So you had
wasn't
to
in
walk
the-
through.
Okay.
No, they came in the back door, actually.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
it's
so
like,
appropriate.
no way to the porn
That
shop.
could have a different connotation in the porn shop, though.
Yeah, you don't want to talk like that in Florida. It's like not good things happen in those kind of shops. I don't know how it is in Benson, but
We have a lot of porn shops like per capita, I think.
Yes.
And like probably more porn shops per capita than most places. So how does it feel like you guys did it smart because everybody in Minnesota is freezing right now and you're hanging out here in Florida. You have a couple gigs in South Florida and the Southeast. Like is that by design? Or are you like, all right, we're gonna do the South? in the
I mean,
winter?
No, we got lucky. This just kind of happened at a good time, I guess, and we're kind of out of Minnesota for like the worst part of the winter. So
yeah.
we lucked out, and actually, like even the cold areas that we've been touring on this tour were nice weather while we were there. It hasn't been a very bad day yet, so that's good.
That's really nice. That was like we just had Gary Loris from the Jayhawks on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and they were doing the one of the Super Bowl shows in Minneapolis or whatever, and I saw them out there like you could see his hands were freezing and his face was turning red, but like the drummer was just like loving it. It was just like, yeah, all right, cool, it's finally like a cool show.
Can you even play music when it's like that cold?
I mean, it's
Like, is
it messes up the
advisable?
electronics and stuff. I would think, like it can't be good for the sound.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely uncomfortable, that's for sure. So, like, I don't know, like, your fingers get all freaking stiff and annoying, and I don't know. Like,
You guys have had to play some cold like basement shows and stuff.
Not
Right?
like freezing cold like
Okay.
that, but I mean, I know like it's been like sweatshirt weather and stuff, but
You never played an outdoor like snowing show?
no.
never in like winter weather like that.
And why haven't you played a golf course yet?
That's a good question.
I was gonna ask you if you guys
Yeah.
tour with golf clubs.
We've brought them on short tours. Like we did a week with Circus Survive with some off days this summer, so we brought clubs for that. But
Didn't even use them.
Oh, so you didn't even play.
yeah, we ended up doing Top Golf, so
Okay.
we didn't need our own club.
Right on. But is the golf thing real about Tiny Moving Parts that you guys all like to golf?
Yeah.
We
Okay.
just love golf. Yeah,
So like legit golfers.
Yeah.
not good, but
Okay.
we like to golf.
Like sub 100 good or?
Like
Bogey golf, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, we're not.
Bogeys and double bogeys.
We'll do good. Like, we'll get like a couple bogeys, maybe a par, and then the next hole we'll get like a triple bogey and just screw it all up, But usually we just do like us three. We just kind of do like best ball.
Scramble style.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like the pressure is off. You just like drink beer, hang out, and hit the ball. It's fun.
So how did like three guys from Minnesota Minnesota like grow up playing golf or like
Yeah, I mean, our parents have done it. Like they love golfing, so
because here like everybody plays golf here because it's this
Yeah.
it's like this 365 days of the year, but
Yeah,
I don't know,
I suppose.
like do you just go ham in the summer?
yeah.
Like is that
Yeah.
the key?
Our hometown's known for having a really nice golf course too. So.
Okay. This is Benson.
Yep.
Okay.
And so do you guys all grew up together and
Yeah.
like from the same town?
Yeah, Billy's my brother and Dylan's our cousin.
Oh,
so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We've known each other our whole lives.
So yeah, you guys were stuck together basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
More or less.
Life kind of thrust you on there. So
Is that why you haven't felt like the motivation to leave Benson? Because when I read like interviews on you guys, you've basically hung out your whole life because you're family, but you also get along really well. And you're always on freaking tour. But even when you're home, you hang out with each other. But maybe that's because it's such a small town.
Well, we all lived in Fargo together for a while. Then when we started touring a lot, we just moved back in with our parents because we were like, I'm not going to be paying rent when we're gone 7 months out of the year.
yeah, smart. That's smart. Like we manage a couple bands in Brooklyn, and I'm like, dude, why are you guys paying Brooklyn rent prices and then having to tour all the time? But at least the good thing there is they can like sublet their places when they're gone. But
That's cool. That's good.
But yeah, because you guys, I think you just announced another tour with the Wonder Years, and who else is on that tour?
Tiger's Jaw.
Tiger's Jaw,
And Warriors.
and that's like a hell of a tour. So
Yeah.
And is the only reason you're not on the Florida dates there because you're doing this headline tour? I
Yeah,
was
we're
curious about
on
that because of
those.
like proximity and
They're
stuff.
waiting till we play the shows to announce us on certain dates.
Gotcha.
But we're on the whole tour.
But by the time this podcast comes out, I think this headlining tour will be over for you guys, right?
yeah.
Oh,
but-
cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
So we can say that.
You
Yeah,
can
they're
say-
coming,
You
yo.
can say that. You're not gonna get in trouble for that one. You're not gonna have your agent calling you saying like, "Hey, you guys,
What the heck?
you shouldn't have announced that." But your new record, Swell, is definitely like a much more polished record than previous ones. And I feel like what happens with a band like Tiny Moving Parts, is you get better at what you do, and then your fans are like, "Oh, we want the old stuff." Like they stop. Like, do you notice that happening where people are like, "Oh, you guys are just almost getting too good now"?
I mean, the truth is, like, you can't please everyone. So,
Yeah.
like, we just worry about ourselves. Like, we just want to make sure every song we play is, like, really fun to play live. It's, like, a good, like, sing-along, like, really interesting, like, instrumentation and stuff so we don't get bored. So, like, we just always keep those things in mind, like, in general. I mean, ever since the beginning of this band. But we don't really worry. I mean, people are going to say, like, oh, play the old stuff. And
Yeah.
But then, vice versa. Like, a lot of people have been saying, like, this is the best record we've ever done. And
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the best record you've ever done,
Yeah,
but
thank you.
but at the same time, like people, the basement kids and the DIY kids are the same scene that you guys kind of build up out of. It's like as soon as the band starts to get big, they like cast that band aside. They're like, oh, now they're above us.
Not going to keep putting out the same record, and you got to do something different. Otherwise, you're just, I don't know. Otherwise, the fans that already left you for doing something different are just going to get bored with you and move on to the next hot DIY band.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the catch-22, right? So if you change too much, then you lose all your old fans. If you don't change, then your old fans get bored. So
yeah.
But do you guys feel like the fans kind of grew with you? Because I think last time I wrote about you guys, it was Celebrate, and then you're headlining Transitions, I think. But now, I mean, you're selling out these things, but it's got to be a lot of the same kids. I mean,
Yeah.
those kids get old. How old are you guys now? Like, we're all getting old at the same
Yeah.
rate, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, Matt and I are 26, Billy's 28, and like, I don't know. I mean, we feel like we've kept the fans, but also like been reaching out to new audiences, which is like all you could ask for, really. Like we never really just like blew up out of nowhere. It was always just like a constant growth, and it seems like we're still going up, and we're all still having just as much fun and like connecting with people through the music and stuff, and that's all we really want,
And as far as Swell goes, you guys have always said that like you kind of put the pressure on yourself to put out a better record. But at the same time, there's a lot of like optimism in there, just in your like total vibe, right? But then some of the lyrics, there's like moments of anxiety. And I think, was it Dylan? You write the lyrics, right?
Yep.
Like, how are you able to, one, write when you're feeling down, and then how are you able to kind of move past those? Are the songs cathartic for you, or
I don't know.
are the lyrics just a function of the fact that you got this rad music?
I think it's kind of like, I don't know, every time I write lyrics, it's just like, I feel like it's an outlet for myself to like get that stuff out of me in a way. Because it just feels natural and just feels like it's, when I start writing it, it's like, I know that's what I want to write about. It just feels right, honestly. And we like connecting with people like through shows. Like when you're like playing a show and like you see some people like singing along and like pointing at you, and you kind of like, you get this like connection that's just like, it's great. I always say like it makes you forget how tired you are and like how exhausted and like everything is just like a really like special moment, and that influences us to like keep writing better songs and just kind of keep going, on that path, I guess.
Do you ever catch anybody doing the wrong lyrics? Because whenever I get the
Oh, yeah.
lyrics wrong, I'm always like, ooh, poser.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
is
you
it
see
weird?
some people
Okay.
like watermelon, or whatever they do, like, and I'm just like, okay, like, I made eye contact with you, and I know you're not saying the right words, but I respect you trying to, do whatever. Like, you look cool, I guess. But no, it's all cool. Like, our fans are pretty awesome, so.
And how do you guys afford 40 days in the studio? Like, I read that and I was like, damn, 40 days?
It's a long time.
Yeah.
It's our friend who records us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
technically, I think like a week of that was on tour because we booked the studio for like a month, and then we got the short Circa Survive tour offer.
Uh-huh.
So we just did that, brought our producer Greg with on the road to sell merch, and then went right back and finished the record.
Okay, cool. I was like, Triple Crown with the freaking money, man.
Well, that's a versatile friend right there, though. If you can record with him and he can sell merch for you on the road, like that.
We also lived with him while we were doing it too.
Hey.
So
And he's got a hot tub in his backyard.
that's
Pretty luxurious.
Yeah, you guys are hot tub enthusiasts, I think. I
Oh, yeah.
saw on that Ambi podcast or something like that. She was grilling you on that.
Love hot tubs.
I didn't realize how high class Tiny Moving Parts
Dude,
was.
it
with
is
the
like-
golf and the hot
They're going to be on tour
tubs
with
and
Florida Georgia Line soon. It's going to be like,
We
what-
wish.
Is that real? Like the love for Florida Georgia Line?
It's
Just
like a sarcastic thing,
Okay.
I guess. Like, it's big music in our hometown.
Okay.
Like, we live in the middle of nowhere,
Right.
so, like, country's huge. So
Okay. It's kind of
we
like
kind of listen to it because that's what's on the radio in our area. And not like,
it's a
It's
funny
just-
guilty
yeah.
pleasure.
it's kind of like how I love most Nicolas Cage movies.
Yep,
even
it's
though,
like that.
Yeah.
I know that National Treasure wasn't great necessarily, but it's Nicolas Cage, so yeah, that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I dig that. There should be more. Ironic love should be a bigger part of our society. I think. I feel like people should.
Yeah.
it's just as good
yeah.
as real love.
Yeah, it's just as good as real love. It's actually much more fun at times.
And the line is very blurry.
Between ironic love and real
I
love.
think so.
I think I almost actually love Florida Georgia Line at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, if we got free tickets to a show of theirs, like, we'd be like so damn excited.
You
We'd
might be the
"Oh."
biggest fans.
We might be their biggest fans. Yeah.
Have you been to the Florida Georgia Line bar in Nashville?
No.
Gotta check it out.
Whoa.
3 levels.
We're going there in a couple days.
Dude, you should go. It's right. You know where that big bridge is? It's right when you walk off the bridge. It's like
Okay.
You should-
Yeah, we're going to check that out.
you should be like,
have to-
can we play the second floor, please? I think they have backline and everything, so you could just
Yeah,
show
just-
up
just
and-
plug
and
in.
do it.
That's where we got to play
Oh,
next
that's
time we go.
cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go check that out.
Who's the juggler?
These two both.
Yeah.
Are you
really
still
handle it.
juggling?
Yeah, I guess it's winter, so we haven't been juggling much. but-
Don't juggle.
You don't
in the
juggle in
winter.
the winter?
Well, I mean, juggling outside's way better than inside. So
Oh, I see what
in
you're
Minnesota,
saying.
it's like,
Okay.
you go outside and
Understandable.
juggle. Like, I guess we kind of juggle as like a reason to go outside and
Right.
stuff like that.
Is Benson really that small of a town? Like,
Yeah, it's
really 3,000 people?
Yeah.
It's small.
Surrounded by a few towns of 100 to 200 people.
and there's no other town that you think you'd want to live in?
Oh, we would love to move out, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of like
What's the point? You're always on
moving
tour.
out is like a lot of extra money that like, and paying for somewhere that we're not going to be using when we're on tour.
Right.
Yeah. Because we honestly want to be like constantly on tour, like busy all year round. So
It's incentive to go tour more.
I would say, is that the motivation you think for tour? Or is it like a fan thing where you need to see your fans, but also being a small business, you probably need to be on tour all the time? I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
literally every aspect of touring is a good reason to tour because we like doing it. We like playing shows. It's technically our small business at this point.
And you're like, you have the Midwestern values, so is that how you manage to stay healthy on tour? Because I feel like anybody that tours that much looks a lot more unhealthy.
I
You
think
guys look good.
We are very unhealthy.
We eat unhealthy and drink every night. I think it's the fact that we drink a lot of water.
Okay.
That's
I think
key.
like-
that, yeah.
Take
we
our
would be-
multivitamins and drink a lot of water.
Yeah, there you go, kids.
Yeah.
Listen up.
I was going
Tiny
to bring
Moving
you
Parts
PBR
says.
and Buffalo Wild Wings, but I didn't have time, so.
You were gonna bring PBR and
Yeah,
Buffalo
because
Wild
one of you
Wings?
loves Buffalo Wild Wings.
We
Oh,
love.
yeah. Oh,
There's
you
one
do?
right
Okay.
there. There's one
We
right
had
down the street.
Zaxby's
Yeah.
wings today.
Zaxby's.
Zaxby's?
Yeah.
Right on.
Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. I
I'm
got
not-
the insane sauce. It was great.
I'm not into the Zaxby's. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Yeah. You know what you need to try? This is a shameless plug because my friend's dad owns this place, but PDQ. Have you ever heard of PDQ? They're a local chicken business. If you see them while you're driving out of here, PDQ's the spot. There's a few of them. Yeah. That's going to be way better than Zaxby's, I'll tell you that.
Ooh.
We'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, man.
PDQ.
PDQ. It stands for
Pretty damn quick. I
Pretty
think.
damn quick. There
Nice.
you go.
Something like that.
PDQ, cut the check, man. Why aren't they sponsoring this?
Sponsorship opportunity.
You should, yeah. I'll hustle PDQ all day, but I basically am now. So I wanted to ask you guys about just emo in general. Do you like the term? Do you like the phrase? Do you like being considered an emo band?
I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's like-
sure, I guess. I don't know. Like we don't really think too much of it, honestly. Like emo revival and all that stuff. Like I guess it's cool, like we get compared to like, certain bands and stuff. Like that's cool, but we really don't think too much of it. Like it's
Don't
not
hate it or love it. And
Yeah,
it's just a genre. People have to go somewhere for a genre, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a way for people to kind of group things together. I
Yeah,
guess, but,
exactly.
But yeah, because some people have like really strong, strong feelings about just the word or being labeled that. Bands are
Yeah.
always trying to say like, no, we're indie punk or something.
Yeah.
Like it's not emo. It's it's some other thing.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
pretty laid back with it all. We just, definitely understand why people categorize things, so, but yeah, it doesn't really bother us or anything. So,
Oh, that's cool.
Go ahead.
Oh, go on.
I wanted to go back to the basement stuff. I was wondering if there was like a basement scene in Benson, and then two, he says no.
Already shaking.
So what?
your
You have to
fist.
go to Minnesota
Or-
for that, I guess.
Minneapolis or Fargo. There are random smaller shows like in random cities, but like it's so like scarce, like spread out population wise that it's not like big enough to have scenes. Like a lot of them, they don't have colleges or anything in all these towns.
And like, so I think tonight's show is all ages, right?
yeah, we like to do all ages.
Yeah. Could you talk about like, because I think sometimes when people start to talk about DIY like on a larger level, they forget how important like DIY spaces are, just for like a person's general development if you love music and like need somebody who's kind of like you. So what was it like for you, one, having the limited amount of DIY spaces and then finding them? Like what do they mean to you growing up? I always try to explain to people why they matter, like like local politicians and stuff who never quite seem to understand the meaning of music venues.
Yeah, like I guess we didn't grow up going to like a local scene or a show. Like
Okay.
I didn't really understand what a local scene was until I moved to Fargo, and then it was like, oh, like everyone goes to this. It was called the Red Raven back then. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like just this DIY venue that has punk shows like most days of the week, and yeah, because living in Benson, we all probably went to 5 or 6 concerts before we graduated, and it was
Yeah.
What
like,
were they?
The Fall of Troy.
Okay.
Fall of Troy
That
a
was
couple times.
couple times.
Thursday and Circus Survive.
Maybe that was it.
Maybe
It wasn't
a
many.
couple.
Like,
Yeah, I think I exaggerated and said 5 or 6.
yeah.
That's amazing. Were those in Benson or those were shows you had to drive to?
We went to Minneapolis for
Okay.
all those.
And it's like 2.5 hour drive from Minneapolis to Benson. So,
Man.
Our first
I
Tiny
complain
Moving
about
Parts
driving
show.
25 minutes to go to a show. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to cross the bridge to St. Pete. Like 2.5 hours. That's dedication.
It's rough.
Yeah.
yeah.
Our
But-
first Tiny Moving Parts show was in Minneapolis, and our parents weren't going to let us do it because we had never driven in a big city. Like, our town has 2 stoplights, so we didn't know big
Were you
city
called
traffic.
Tiny Moving Parts at that point?
It was our first show as Tiny Moving Parts.
Okay.
And we just packed up all the gear and told my parents we were going to Dylan's house to band practice and just went
Liars.
to the cities.
Yeah.
They were mad at the time, but it worked out.
And what do they think now? Is it still kind of weird and obscure for them? Like,
They think it's cool as
Okay.
hell. Like
Yeah.
they're in Nashville right now because we play in Nashville in a couple days. They flew out and they're gonna go to that show. Like they support us a lot.
is your mom's like Facebook feed like all like your stuff shared?
Oh, they go through all our stuff. They love
They
it.
like everything on like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Like they're like our biggest fans, which is like pretty sick. It's pretty cool.
No, that is cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
man.
I hope they share this interview. I hope they're listening.
Oh, I'm sure they're gonna listen. Yeah. Hi, mom. Hi, dad. Yeah.
Those are like stuff you won't say in interviews because you know they're listening.
No, I guess it doesn't really comes to my mind, but I know they're gonna listen because they're up to date with everything.
Okay.
Like they tell me things like, "Oh, this person said this online," and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't. Even, that's cool."
Oh,
you know?
drama.
Yeah, no.
They're like on the message boards.
Nah, they're cool.
They're not like picking fights with critics or anything.
No,
Like,
that's when if they start like commenting things like, "Hey, don't talk that way about our children," I'd be like, "Mom, okay, you should take a break from social media or something."
That's awesome.
But what that's what moms do though. That's what
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's your mom's name?
Beth.
What's up, Beth?
What's
Hey
up,
Beth. Hey mom.
do they miss you guys when you're out on the road,
Yeah.
or are they just like we're happy to get rid of them for a while?
No, they want us to check in and like hear everything, but yeah, they
We
want
live
it,
at home
yeah.
now, so they see us a lot when we're not touring.
That makes sense.
That is so crazy because it's like you go and see your show and it's like all these kids know all the movements of the songs and like the tempo and they know when the breakdowns come in and the different riffs and stuff. And then it's like, oh, my parents wouldn't let me play my first show because like it's so wild.
Yeah, it's big. I feel like we've come a long way.
You
Yeah,
have.
dude.
You
Yeah,
really
I think you did. And on your own terms too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't think you guys have ever really had to compromise a lot of anything. What if Haley from Paramore wants you to like change your sound so you go tour with them? Would you do it?
Maybe for
Oh,
her.
gosh.
For a Parahoy tour.
That,
No.
That would be awesome. Yeah. But
that was a hilarious story. How you got was that you that got the cell? Who was it that got a picture where they're at the?
oh yeah, that was
Okay.
me. That was me.
All right.
Yeah. That was crazy. I was so nervous. Like I was like, it was like free beer for like this people there, So I was like pretty turned up and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. And like, yeah, I think Paramore just got done playing their like song at the APMAs like a couple years ago. And then they just went backstage and I was just like, well, I got this badge. I want to like tell them good job, And then I went backstage and like I saw Haley and I'm just like, I just kind of like, it reminded me in college days when like the cops come to the party and you just like get completely sober and scared. And I just looked, I was like, oh my gosh, that's Haley Williams, And I'm like, can I have a picture, please? She's like, yeah. And that was it.
I think you will definitely tour with that band or a band. I mean,
You'll
you
at
guys
least
have
have
been on
another
some big
opportunity
tours
to
already.
get a picture,
So
I would say.
yeah,
Yeah, it'd be sick. Yeah, they're a great band.
yeah,
We love their new record, so it's cool.
yeah. They're awesome.
Who are some of the bands that you've really been digging right now that are kind of coming up and in the scene, if you will?
The bands on the tour, Mom Jeans and Oso, are awesome bands. It's been really fun to watch them every
Yeah.
single night.
I haven't been listening to much music lately at all.
I've been putting on
Why?
Carly Rae Jepsen's new album in the van. It's got some bangers.
So what do you guys do while you're on the road to kind of break up the monotony of touring? What are some of the so Carly Rae Jepsen seems to be one.
Yeah.
Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah. Billy plays meme music.
Like today, I was on YouTube playing music, and one was "Lose Yourself" by Eminem, but the vocals fall off beat, so it's just a train wreck.
Like somebody unsynced them or something, or just
Yeah.
Have you heard the Avocado song? The lady who's like, "You got to peel the avocado."
I don't know.
No.
that one.
You gotta look at it. That's
That'll
the
be.
next
I
one
will
for the
play
band.
that one next.
Yeah.
So besides listening to meme songs and stuff, like and golf,
Hot
right? Those
tubs.
are hot tubs.
Buffalo
tubs.
Wild Wings.
Gas station stops are fun.
Oh yeah.
What's a typical gas station stop like?
Contemplating if you want to waste more money because you're not hungry, but a snack sounds fun anyway.
Snack or hot dog?
Snack. Because I mean, we love hot dogs, but that's more like a lunch or dinner thing. So you can't have.
Sit down stuff.
Yeah.
If we hit the gas station on like the drive after the show, I'll get a hot dog then, because then it's like a midnight snack.
Yeah.
No chili though, right?
Sometimes chili.
Oh, shit.
I like a chili cheese dog.
What's your the number one snack for the road then?
I consider a snack a soda. I'll just stop and get a soda. I don't know. That's my snack.
But which soda?
Coke, Mountain Dew, or a Squirt.
Squirt is a
Yeah.
classic.
Squirt's good.
That is a classic.
I go with ice cream Snickers.
Oh, see, this guy is all class.
Oh,
Bill's all class.
You also have to eat it super fast.
Yeah, and it hurts your teeth because it's cold.
And they can like stick it to the bottom of the seat on the chair because it's all like weird and melted.
That's funny. I like chips, like jalapeno kettle cooked chips. You know, I like to try to find like the spiciest bag, but they're never really like that spicy, but they still just taste really good. So I like chips.
So together you have a pretty decent gas station stop.
They're
meal.
very
You got
healthy,
the soda,
Mom.
the chips, and the ice
cream.
cream. So together, all the bases are covered. Nobody's getting the Sour Patch Kids or anything like that. No candies.
Maybe if we go to a movie on tour.
Do you have time to go to a movie on tour?
Off days sometimes
that
we
would
do.
surprise me.
We went to what did we go? Hostels?
Yeah.
And we didn't like that movie, so it felt like a waste of time.
Black Panther, is that on the agenda? Are you guys superhero guys?
We're not into superhero
Okay.
movies particularly, but I guess if we went to one, that seems like a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
So talk to me about your shirt here, because we'll have some pictures online, but you have a Hawaiian shirt with how many? What was that? Are those parrots?
Parrots, maybe?
Parrots.
Exotic birds of some
Did
sort.
you like pick that up in Florida? It's a very Florida shirt.
No, I just got a few of these. I mean, yeah, because I'm from Minnesota, so when I'm in Florida, I want to dress the part. It's
I understand.
like vacation.
Yeah, I would get winter boots and a parka if I was going to Minnesota,
Exactly.
and wear it that one time and never again because I have no need for that. Actually, I lived in Chicago for about 5 years and I had bought all this winter stuff when I was there, obviously, or else I would have died. And now I have literally no use for it, like nothing. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all my winter clothes. You live in Chicago too, right?
No, I have like one jacket and that's
That's it?
Yeah, it's from like when I was your age, so it doesn't fit me anymore, but I still wear it.
That's not something that we have to deal with, is like staying warm.
Yeah, you forget about seasons like when you don't live in Minnesota or like above like whatever the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah. So
Must be nice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're kind of spoiled, man.
We're super spoiled here.
Our driveway doesn't freeze.
No, I snubbled.
Pipes
I
never burst.
snubbled. I shuffled snow for the first time when I moved to Chicago. I saw snow for the first time when I moved to Chicago. So
Not
that was
me,
a whole
man.
experience. It was just like a flurry, And I'm like, I'm running outside to be like, oh my, what is happening to the sky? And everyone's like, dude, like, just give it another couple days and it's gonna be covered in snow. And I'm like, okay, and it did. So I know we haven't really talked too much about it, but the new album, Swell. So that just came out like in the last month or so, right?
Yeah. A couple weeks ago it came out.
Yeah. So what's planned? I know you got a video out for Caution.
Yeah.
You got more videos coming? Is there what can we expect coming down the pipeline for you?
So we did a video for Caution, then we did a video for the opening track, Applause. And I mean, I'm sure we might do some more stuff down the road, but we're just more focusing on like touring as much as we can, So like we just announced that tour with the Wonder Years and Tiger's Jaw and Warriors. And that's gonna be like May and June. And we're just honestly just trying to tour as much as we can, and then once we're home, we'll figure out that stuff like videos or maybe do some live stuff like recording. I don't know.
Do you demo on the road? Like if you come up with a riff or something, like do you automatically have to put it in your phone and then just save it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I'll when we're sound checking or something, I'll have my phone out and I'll just like videotape a little riff or something.
Okay.
And just to and then I'll usually forget about it. Then I'll come home from tour and then like look at it and be like, oh, that sucked, or oh, that was awesome, and just kind of go from there.
But you guys kind of pick apart your songs once you get in the studio, right? And kind of move parts around and stuff like that. It's a pretty high touch process.
Yeah, I mean, usually we have like we'll go demo a couple times with that Greg Lindholm guy who records us.
Okay.
And but for the most part, we'll have like all the songs basically written, and then we go in the studio, and then we all kind of like go through each song, and like he'll give his put in his 2 cents, and like we'll just kind of figure out what's like the best way to move parts or change parts, just kind of figure it out there. So that's where the 40 days in the studio came in handy. I had a lot of time to. It wasn't like super stressful or anything. It was just relaxed and had to do what we had to do. It was good.
I want to thank you for having the hand with no finger as well, because I also am missing my pinky. So that's how I got into the album. No, just kidding.
For a minute, I'm thinking in my head, I was like, dude, you have all of your fingers. I was like, what are you saying?
No, when I liked all the press where everybody was asking about that, I was like, that's cool. Let me see if I can do that joke for them. But
Well, there's gonna be somebody out there that's gonna appreciate.
yeah, I
that
think you're
image.
reaching out. You want to talk about branching out? Well, hold on, reaching out. That's a bad. Can we edit that out?
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
edit that
All
one.
right.
We're all about the hilarity here. Obviously, we're big on jokes. We're funny guys.
Big on
Hell yeah.
We're not dads.
No, not yet.
not dads.
Not yet. So we're pretty much out of time. But just any final thoughts for the Cigar City radio listeners, for the crowd?
I don't know.
Can we do this again at Topgolf next time instead?
Yeah, that's what we should do.
have
We
one.
should do.
Good.
We'll do it at
Yeah.
Topgolf,
Okay.
and then it'll be swole. Right?
Yeah, and we'll get lit. Or what do you call it? What do you call
Get-
it when
get
you're
lit?
at
What?
the awards? You're like, I had a few beers and I was
Oh, turned up.
Yeah, we'll get turned with tiny moving parts. So, no final thoughts then. This is this is your moment.
Florida's warm. We like it. We went gator hunting. Didn't see any gators. That kind of bummed us out.
Oh, we'll
Not
find
actually
we can
gator
find you some
hunting,
gators if you want some gators.
You want to see a gator?
We just
You
want
want
to
to see a gator right now? We'll just show you a gator.
Let's get a gator.
I want to see
Get a gator in
Get
here.
him a
We
gator.
can get him a gator. We'll get him a
Yeah.
gator. Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't see any.
Yeah, we didn't try hard enough.
We got
I
you
guess.
roosters too. You want
Oh,
some
yeah,
roosters?
I
We got a
wish
lot
I
of
could see
those.
them.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Clocking.
and then the gators eat the roosters. So that's good. that's where we'll end.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Now